Yeah, it plays a good, sizable role.
Sure.
You know.
Well, yeah, getting back to the turkey piece too. I know, I hunt turkey, so it's a very addictive sport. Once you go once, you're kind of hooked.
Right.
Whether you're hunting or not.
Right. Well, I live out in Chaska, and which is rural. I'm a couple miles out of town, and we've got turkeys on our property. One last summer we had one pecking on our window, but I enjoyed doing them. They're a lot of work to get them right, but I thought the piece turned out pretty well.
Well, I tell you, the first time I saw this piece right here, I was like, wow, that's awesome. I think that right there is one of my favorite pieces that you've ever done right there.
Well, thanks.
I think the mood, the lighting, just the overall format. I think it's awesome. It really is.
Well, I think you have that original up in your gallery right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if anyone wants to come up and see the original, you'll see what we're talking about. On the set here, we have the print on the easel. Getting 3 of Jim's originals on the set here gets to be kind of tough. We have 2 of them on the set right now. Mm-hmm. Let's jump into this other new piece back here.
Okay. Well, that one's excuse me, called Autumn Harvest. It's one I just finished, and that's one that'll be probably coming out here in the next few months in print form.
Sure.
And right now it would be available in a canvas edition. But that was a fun one to do. It's sticking more to my more colorful pieces, with the sunset in this one. I get a lot of people asking me if it's a sunset or a sunrise, and I'll tell them, well, what do you think?
Yeah. What do you want it to be?
Right.
That's cool. Yeah, you got that doe out there, startled.
Yeah, little spooked or startled by the pheasant rooster flying up.
Yeah, that looks like a typical, one of your older school pieces. This right here, instantly if I saw that, I'd be like, that's a Jim Hansel right there. It's very distinctive.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people over the years compare your art to Terry Redlands, another local famous artist here. As far as, how do you view that when people say, wow, that looks a lot like a Redland?
Well, I feel it's a compliment. He's been a very successful artist over the years too, and I think, a lot of artists, you can always compare them with somebody else.
Yeah.
It's pretty hard to be so unique that it's not going to look like something.
Exactly, yeah.
But even the subject matter that I've used over the years, it's, a lot of it's from the area I live in, farms out in that area. In fact, there's a house, an older house in Carver, Minnesota, which is right next to Chaska, that I took a photo of, incorporated in a painting that I did for Kirby Vacuum Cleaners years ago. And not shortly after that, I saw that same house in a Terry Redland painting.
Wow.
So, it's just, I take my camera with me all over the place. If I see something interesting, I'll take a shot of it. And,
sure.
It's probably the same with other artists.
Well, that's the thing too, is, when you think of like the music genre, when you look at art, think of how many artists are out there. There's bound to be some crossover a little bit. And
Right.
Stuff, but,
right.
I still think, people buy your art and are drawn to it because they like it, nothing to do with name or anything else. I think that's a big compliment, So.
You bet.
But, the Autumn Harvest piece here, we are taking pre-orders on the piece. So if you are interested in getting that piece here, or for that matter, any of Jim's pieces, definitely give us a call, or you can go on the website and drop us an email. But we are taking pre-orders. Jim had said there's only going to be 980 of the paper prints, and then how many of the canvas?
48 on the canvas edition.
Yeah, only 48 canvases. So again, that's about 1,000 total pieces in that edition. So it's very small in the edition size. But again, you buy the art because you like it. But if you are interested in one of these pieces, just give us a call. Phone number 763-494-8888. Let's talk again now, Jim, about what's coming up later this summer. A big show coming up here. What can we talk about there?
Well, actually, this year I applied to get into the state fair, and I was accepted. And I'll be located in the grandstand. It'll be the first time there, so looking forward to that. I know it's going to be a huge undertaking, but and that's why I asked you to help me out with it.
Sure.
But looking forward to it. I've got a new piece that I'm working on that'll basically debut there at the fair.
Nice. Any clues of what that piece will be at all?
Well, it'll be, a northern Minnesota type scene, a lake scene with a cabin. I've had several cabin pieces over the years that have always been very successful. A lot of people can relate to it with their own cabins on the lake. So that's the type of piece it'll be.
Sure. Yeah, so if you're interested in seeing that piece, when you're down at the state fair, like Jim said, stop by the grandstand. Either Jim or I or both of us will be there pretty much most of the time. So
yeah, I'm going to try and be there as much as I can to sign and personalize pieces. I know this print, which is, I don't have a title for it yet, but when we have it at the fair, we'll probably have some kind of a show special for it.
Sure. At the Deer Classic, when we did this promotion down there, we priced these small pieces where it was just, there was no question at all. You were going to end up buying a small piece, whether you had a birthday, open spot on your wall at home, whatever. I mean, we sold hundreds and hundreds of these small pieces down there. And Jim was kind enough to hand personalize little messages or sign them and whatnot. So we'll be doing a similar promotion at the state fairgrounds.
Right. Yeah. And if it was a frame print, they could sign it on the glass. Unframed, I'd sign the print.
Yeah.
But yeah, I always wanted to make artwork affordable for people, and if they have special little places for things, we'd have, or special small walls, we'd have pieces that'll suit that area.
Sure. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to the state fair, and I think that it'll be fun to have an artist of your caliber down there for people from all around the state here to kind of see one of our more successful artists here in the state. So
yeah, well, I actually started this last fall with a few county fairs, and people were shocked to find me there.
Yeah.
And this is just kind of a step up, I guess. So looking forward to it.
Well, it should be a great time, and again, I want to direct people to our website. It's www.artbarbarians.com. As soon as we get some of Jim's other new images, we'll get them on the website, so you'll be able to shop right from home. And Jim is one of the artists that has been on my boat cruise that I do. Out of Stillwater, we rent this big river boat. We've had up to 25 artists on the boat, and you can at an event like that, you have 3 hours to kind of mingle with all these artists. I dress them all in the same shirt, same color shirt. And one of the artists teased me that I'm going to put balloons on your guys' belt so people really notice who you guys are.
Yeah, you can't miss us that way.
Yeah.
No, that's been a good time. I participated in it last year, and I think it was nice. People could talk to the artists, and there wasn't any kind of pressure, and just being a dinner cruise like it is. And there really aren't any art shows in this area anymore where people can see a number of artists like that. It was a good time.
Well, I want to thank you for coming today, Jim. It was a pleasure to meet you, and
nice having me.
Yeah, I'm sure.
nice of you to have me.
Sure. I'm sure the people at home are interested in what you had to say here and stuff. But if you want to come meet Jim at one of our shows, get on our mailing list. He's been in my gallery probably 15, maybe as many as 20 times over the years. Time goes quick, doesn't it?
Yeah, it sure does.
But if you want to have Jim personalize something, if you have art at home, and Jim will be in our shop, you're definitely welcome to bring it on up. Even if you didn't buy it from us, we'll get Jim to personalize it and whatnot. And people come get their picture taken with the artist and stuff. So, it should be good. But, I want to remind people at home, when you come down to the state fair, stop by the grandstand, say hi to Jim and I, and maybe bring a piece of art home for the walls at home and whatnot. So
that'd be great.
Awesome. Well, thanks again, Jim, and we want to thank you for joining us today.